Alright, episode 1 of the Ultimate Sports Review. I've decided to do Cam Newton as my topic of my first episode here. Hopefully this is going to be a lengthy series that I'm going to do a lot of. I have a blog that I'm going to hook up with it, and hopefully it really takes off. But let's get down to it. Cam Newton. A little history real quick, because I know y'all have heard plenty about him and about what he's done over the past couple years. But he started at Florida, actually, recruited by Dan Mullen, played minimal time behind Tim Tebow, really didn't have a chance to blossom or do anything at Florida. I think in 2007, 2008 combined, he had something like 6 for 12 completion rating, 54 yards, 0 touchdowns, 21 attempted rushes for 113 yards, 4 touchdowns. And that's his total over those 2 years. So obviously he didn't really have any kind of playing time, so the production just wasn't there. There was also, I'm sure you've heard about off-field issues concerning a laptop and some cheating on a test or turning in a purchased paper or something like that. So he decided to leave Florida, partially because of Tim Tebow's decision to come back and partially because of the off-field issues. He wanted to kind of get out of there before anything was done about that, I guess. Which actually brings me to a quick rabbit trail. Florida, I don't know if they realized the potential that this kid had or if they just didn't want to deal with his off-field issues, which I don't know why, because they've had numerous off-field issues with basically every other player on that team. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but they've had their fair share of issues with players off the field. So I'm not sure if it was Cam Newton deciding to leave, which it sounds like it is, but if Florida didn't make a strong attempt to keep this kid at Florida, I think that may be one of the biggest personnel mistakes made by any football program in recent history. It sounded to me like they named John Brantley as their guy once Tebow left, and Tebow kind of took in Brantley under his wing and started training him and bringing him up to be the next quarterback. So I think that played a large part in Cam Newton's decision to leave. I know his off-field issues have been talked about so much that it seems like it's kind of gotten blown out of proportion, that part of it, and that's what the media does. It's not fair to Cam Newton. Don't get me wrong. He was a cheater. He did make several mistakes, but the media just they blew it out of proportion. So he left Florida, whether it was Florida's decision to not keep him or him deciding to leave, or a combination of both. And he went to Blinn Junior College in Brenham, Texas. Go figure. He actually had a phenomenal season there. Won the national championship on a last-minute punt return in the national championship game. He didn't return the punt. One of his teammates did. But he had a phenomenal season. I think he was... Yeah, here's the stats. He was 204 completions out of 339 attempts, which boils down to 61 completion percentage for 2,833 yards, 22 TDs, and 0. Yeah, that's correct. 0 interceptions. That's amazing right there. He also had 108 rushing attempts for 655 yards, 16 touchdowns. So, the kid had an incredible season at Blinn, which I'm sure is partially due to the fact that he definitely belongs in an elite level school in the top football division, because he's an amazing player and he really didn't belong in a junior college division. But he did great, won the national championship. Y'all have all heard about him transferring to Auburn, had his amazing season that was also filled with controversy. I mean, just everywhere. I give credit to the kid for sticking through all that controversy, winning every game in the SEC, coming back down 24-0 against Nick Saban in Alabama in Tuscaloosa, going on to play one of the most explosive offenses in the Oregon Ducks, and beating everybody. I mean, the kid is an athlete and a quarterback through and through. And, I mean, I give him all the credit in the world for accomplishing what he did as a first-year starter in the SEC in college football. But he then decided to leave for the NFL. And I thought, I mean, in the national championship game, he had a bad game. And I don't know whether that was just one bad game or if it was the nerves or a combination of it or something happened. But he overthrew, underthrew, wide right, wide left. I mean, picks. It was not a good game. Especially not a good game to leave to the NFL on. He had his stutter step in the background. Backfield, I'm sorry. In the backfield, indecisiveness. It was, if he plays like that in the NFL, it's going to be Ryan Leaf version 2.0. I guarantee you. He will not succeed like that. So I really think he should have came back, and I think that was clear, even to him, that he should pass up money now and invest for a better contract next year. Because, I mean, especially looking at the possibilities next year at Auburn, you have basically your whole team returning. I'm sure Nick Fairley would have returned if Cam Newton would have stayed. So Auburn would be bringing back almost everybody on both sides of the ball. Their competition, teams like Alabama, Arkansas, they're losing big chunks of core players. So really the only challenge next year, I mean, not only challenge, every game's a challenge, but LSU would have been in their way. Florida comes to visit. We're not sure about Florida yet, how the coaches are going to work that system out, how the players are going to respond. But Auburn would have easily been a top 2 or 3 pick to return to the national championship and probably play Oregon or Oklahoma or even Ohio State once those players get back off of their suspensions. So it really seemed to me like he was leaving for another reason. I mean, I'm not saying he's guilty, but it looks to me like he was trying to get the heck out of Dodge and not choosing a career path. So, leave your comments. This was a very first episode, so don't be too critical. Give me a break. But please post comments, critiques, anything about my presentation. I know it's a little rough. First go around, I'm just getting it started. But I hope this is going to be a lengthy series I'm going to do. Hook it to my blog, and hopefully it takes off and really does well. So that means you need to subscribe. I know it's cliche, everybody says it, but it really does help because I can see who's watching me, what kind of fans they are, that kind of thing. So it helps me know what topics I should discuss and that kind of thing. It also helps my numbers, obviously. So subscribe, visit my blog. That's ultimatesportsreview.blogspot.com. Make sure you follow me on that because I'll be posting new new articles, hopefully more than once a week. I'm looking at 2-3 times a week, plus every breaking news type story that comes out. I'm going to cover that if it's something that I can discuss, some kind of controversial or something I can discuss, basically. Also, you can email me at ncaaawizard, all lowercase, at gmail.com. You can email me anything if you want me to discuss a certain topic, if you want me just to respond to you via email about a certain topic, about the way I feel about it, about what I think, I'll do that. Or just, anything. If you want to critique me, just anything. Just let me know. I'll email you back. I'm pretty good about checking my email and getting back to you. So, thanks for watching. This is episode 1, and make sure you come back to see episode 2 and many, many more. Thank you.